the re-raise was, yeah, 200 plus more.
Yeah, he called a $250,000 raise with king-queen offsuit re-raise, and he had to be against ace-king or a really, really big hand, and so I just was kind of a blow-up there. Now he's going to need a king to save the day.
Black's not all in. He's got somewhere around 100,000 back, but
Jack is okay.
You know, Kravchenko was unlucky with. Oh my God! And Kravchenko was unlucky with the queens against the 10-jack, and Kravchenko's been unlucky with the queens against the king-queen. He's handling himself with class. He's saying goodbye. Okay, I shake your hand. Wow! And Andy Black blew up.
Well, you tried
to lose 250,000 in chips and put a bad beat on Kravchenko. Amazing stuff.
Bad beat. He could have just knocked out a Premier League champion. I mean, Black. I mean, look at it.
He's raising a lot. He just happened to find a hand. It was just 400.
3 ways now. Black, the chip leader, but who knows what his mental state is now. And I mean, Kravchenko, what an impressive poker player he's been.
Look, Kravchenko was my pick to win this thing. He didn't win it, but I'll tell you something. I mean, he put it all on with queens, man. I mean, it was just, you know, I mean, he took a terrible beat. And you got to give Kravchenko a lot of credit and a lot of respect, because every single time in this Premier League that the pot got to be really big, he had a real hand.
Let someone come into the final competition. I mean,
Tony's limp with the 9-8 diamonds. I don't mind so much.
I'll tell you what it feels like to me, Phil. I don't know if Andy's going to go forward or backward from here, but I feel like his chips are going to be back in play within the next 10 hands. I mean, I just feel like it.
Well, they are in play, you know.
I mean his stack. I mean the whole deal.
And look at that. He bet out with 30. He bet out 30,000 here, and immediately was Roland laid down a 3, which was a good laydown.
Check.
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 Tony G needs a 9, an 8, or a diamond. It's a king.
Missed it.
Check. 50,000.
Cool.
Yeah, that smelled, didn't it?
So Andy Black did pick him off this time.
He played that well, did he?
He did play that well to me. I mean, I like the way he played it. Look, let me tell you something. The pressure's on. They're down to 3-handed. $250,000 for first. Worldwide television bragging rights if you win this thing. And the heat is on. And Andy Black has to be able to say to himself, I deserve to win it. I'm a good enough guy. And somehow, some way, I have to avoid blowing up. And I think that's why the people that are at home watching this, no one wants to leave their television, because they know they're wondering, what is Andy going to do next?
Yeah, and I mean, can he get over this hump? Can Black break his duck? It's what he said loudly to everybody in the green room before this final table began.
No way.
He knows. He knows what people say about him. He knows his reputation.
Yeah. I asked him about it, and he said, that's right, Phil. You know? So, I mean, he's tried what's worked for him really well, and that's limping in with an ace high.
This is interesting. Top pair against middle pair.
That's a good card for Roland.
20,000.
Just 20. I would think Roland might want to raise it up a little, juice it up a little bit, but...
Rise to 50,000 total.
Yep, and he has Andy on the hook here, and believe me, Roland right now is probably hoping for about a queen.
I wonder if Roland was prepared for Andy to maybe re-raise him there.
He can only lose with an ace or 6. Oh my God in heaven! And he hit the ace.
And then Roland's going for it! Roland is going for it!
That is
This is he's going to make a value bet.
I don't even think Andy could raise him here.
75,000.
Cool.
Cool.
And Andy got himself in bad shape again. Wow! It's really his day, I guess. I mean,
it's interesting. I mean, Andy obviously wary of the straight, but if he had raised, I don't know what. I mean, would DeWolf have had to call? It would have been. It would have been.
The river you're entitled to check.
Wow, that was really, really sick.
Big results lately from the Irishman Andy Black, but no glory. About $3 million between the World Series and the Aussie Millions the last couple years, but still searching for that elusive big title.
My form basically over the last 2 or 3 years is I've led more big tournaments than anyone else in the world. You know, I've gone deeper probably in more huge tournaments. In the majors, you could say, you got the Aussie Millions, you got Monte Carlo, you got the World Series. You know, I've got a better record of being in the lead more than anyone else. But I ain't very good at converting it yet. Last year my mantra was winning is a distraction. This year my mantra is, man, I gotta win, you know, I gotta win. It's too painful, kind of like not winning, you know.
Yeah, it was good on the flop, at least.
Maybe not the top.
Maybe the river it's not good. I had a flush draw with it.
Third place in this
4-5
Premier
flush
League,
shot.
guaranteed
High flush.
$60,000. Second place, $120,000. And the prize, of course, $250,000. So
Rice,
Here's Andy Black.
50,000 total. Boss?
And Tony G with the ducks. What's he going to do with them? Is he all in? Is he just going to call? What's he going to do?
wow, and that's
A little different style here in the final. He would have moved in like one of the heats.
and if he does hit the duck,
Yeah. Well, you have to think
Check.
that.
Check.
Wow. And Andy is checked right behind him. The only way Andy can get in trouble here is if a deuce pops off. In which case Tony G would double all the way. Oh my
Oh
God!
my
4
gosh.
aces.
it's a pretty unlucky
30,000.
card for Tony G, isn't it?
30,000 bet.
4 aces he's got.
And Andy Black has to do what? He's doing a little acting.
Cool.
And he called, and Tony G might not know what's going on. I mean, a king would be disastrous for him. Queen's a
Check.
bad card because now Tony G can't even beat Queen High anymore. Little milky 40,000. Oh,
Boss.
the acting is probably what got him.
Yeah.
The acting is probably what got Tony G to fold there.
Black's hitting everything.
We haven't got one between us, you know.
All the time that passes is bad. It gets worse and worse for Andy.
Sit back and play poker.
Coming out with a raise.
Could be bye-bye Roland here.
Right.
Raise.
85.
Ooh.
Right.
Tony G's going to move in, I think.
55 more.
But the thing about this is that
Cool.
Roland. Now, if a king comes, it's over. If a king comes, it's bye-bye Roland. He just does not want a king.
He actually wants the ace, doesn't he?
He wants an ace. He wants anything, but he just doesn't want a king. Oh, that's
Almost as bad.
Check.
and Tony's going to move all in here.
I check.
Roland
Check.
Roland needs exactly a
Oh,
5.
he's gonna let Roland hang himself.
Oh, that's a
Diamond
great
draw
card
now.
for Roland. He's not picked up a flush draw too.
If he bets here, might Tony move all in? How much
I think if Roland bets, he has to bet all of it, I think. If he bets all of it, he could win.
I'm on.
All in.
He did bet all of it, and I think he's going to win the pot. It's a tough call for Tony G here. I don't think Tony can make the call.
Really?
But if he does, wow. Because he knows that Roland started with a hand. He knows that.
But why would Roland bet so much? He's done it!
And what a great play. This is sensational poker here. Sensational poker. Tony G should have won that pot. Any bet on the flop, and he's going to win the pot. If he moves in before the flop, we don't know. Maybe the last card was a diamond or a 5. But all I can say is, wow. And maybe that's why Roland's strategy of playing in the small blind, of folding all those hands, it actually paid dividends a couple of times when he picked up some hands.
How did he wriggle out of that?
That was amazing. I mean, that was amazing. It really was.
I mean, it was a cold deck before the flop. It was a cold deck on the flop. He still won it.
Yep. And here's Roland is limped in.
Okay.
He's limped in with Queen Jack. If it comes a queen, he'll bust Tony. In a hand where Tony should have all the chips right now. But now if it comes a queen, he's going to bust Tony.
Check.
Check. Check. Check.
Well, he needs a queen to get Tony now. Is
Jesus.
what he needs.
It's 3 limps. and,
Wow, what a card
yeah.
for him.
40,000. Nice.
All in.
Good move, and he's going to win the pot.
God.
He is going to win the pot, although, yeah, he's going to win the pot. And